Hello, YouTube. Neil with No Plot Blog here, bringing you episode 2 of Fantasycraft. And in today's episode, we're going to start working on some of the necessary structures for the lore of the Orc Village. Now, in between episodes here, I kind of decided I really don't like the birch stumps. I mean, the whole idea of little stump trees all over the place still sounds like a really good idea. I just kind of think the birch was a little bit bright. Oh, that's loud. I'm sorry about that. No, not video settings. Sound settings. Let's try and bring master volume down to like 15. There we go. Did I not get anything out of that? It was. Oh, I got wheat. I didn't get any seeds. Okay. That time I got some seeds. There we go. Sorry about that. But I kind of decided it was a little bit too bright for what we're going for here. I mean, it's an orc village. It should be kind of dark and dreary. And to that effect, I spent a lot of time in between episodes finding a mega taiga. Tiaga? Taiga? I'm going to look up how to pronounce that in between episodes here, I promise. But collected some podzol, and I'm thinking as we get things done here, I want to replace all of this grass with podzol and coarse dirt and maybe even some granite. Just to kind of give it a feel of a land that's just been brutalized by these orcs. But I wanted to kind of today lay out where the main structures of this village are going to be. And I think I want to utilize this canyon here. I like this canyon that kind of leads back into this area over here and then kind of just dead ends into this hill and mountain area. And I think this is going to be where we're going to have the dark portal. I've given some thought to different types of orcs throughout different fantasy lore, and the one I decided I kind of want to go with is kind of the World of Warcraft orcs. So they're actually demonic creatures from another dimension, and were brought here by their demon king, and basically rebelled against him and started their own society. But their initial introduction into the world, in that case, the world is called Azeroth. This world is not going to be called Azeroth. But their initial introduction into the world was through the dark portal that led to their demon dimension. And I feel like that's a really good lore for us to be able to build a nether portal out here. And I didn't make myself a flint and steel. That's okay. We don't have to activate it right now. But I'm kind of thinking we'll have back here is going to be the nether portal. And I actually want to make it reasonably large. I need to make myself a lesser shovel. There's some regular dirt. I want to make it reasonably large because, and I'm just building it on the dirt for now. We'll actually build kind of a temple around it because it is their entrance to the world. But they were moving armies to this portal, and one of the nice things they introduced, I think it was in 1.7, was that you can make nether portals now whatever size you like. So I'm really thinking I want to build a 5x5 nether portal. Just really make it large. Really give it the feel that this was a military portal that they were moving armies through. Can't quite reach that from here. Well, there we go then. Okay, and then we'll Obviously, clean up this area around it a bit. And I'm thinking after I activate it, I'm actually going to build up the portal a bit. Ooh, the sun's setting. Excuse me. I'm actually going to build up the portal a bit and probably with some more obsidian, maybe some coal blocks, some netherrack, some nether brick, just to kind of give it a feel there and kind of build a temple around it. And it's going to be the only structure that I have planned for this entire city that's going to be pretty much completely made out of stone and brick and what have you. Most of the structures I have planned for this village are going to be kind of like big tents. And actually, we're in a good place to get started with one of those here. Do I have some dark oak? Just the I got planks. I don't know why I planked out that much dark oak. I don't know what I was thinking there. But I'm thinking this is just kind of temporary here with these fences. But we do need kind of a farming and dyeing area. And, ooh, never collected my experience there. There we go. And I'm thinking right about here would work well for that. And most of the stuff I'm going to be building, well, pretty much everything I'm building in this video, I'm just going to kind of find somewhere that looks good and just kind of start laying things out. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2. And they may be, yeah, that may be a little too steep for this building because this one's going to be relatively small. Let's try actually do 2, 1, 2, 1 and see how that looks. And pull these guys out because there. What we're kind of going for here is kind of a leaning log, and yeah, I really dislike the look of that. Let's try instead starting at 1 there. That might be okay. Okay. I don't like it. Sometimes you just got to put stuff down, see if it works. Let us, though, I think it's important that we lay down the area that's going to take up. So this doesn't have to be huge, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So maybe instead, let's try this. 2, 3. Kind of build sort of a circle-esque thing there. That I kind of like. That might not be so bad. Yeah, I might actually be able to work with that. Let me frame this out here a little bit more off camera, and I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, so I think I've got something I like here. Let me build this up just a little bit, and we'll take a look at it. So, yeah, I'm thinking that wool doesn't really look like it's sitting on the inside over there. It does over here. Um, Well, I mean, it is the entrance. It should stand apart from the rest of it. But I'm kind of thinking of doming this in and then laying some stuff in here like crafting table. Maybe I'll build a cauldron with some water in it here somewhere. Kind of wish it'd be a really nice feature if you could dye water in cauldrons, but you know. Uh, but I'm thinking, yeah, I'm thinking the dome's going to work nice. This is kind of the pattern that I'm going to go for the inside of the buildings, or at least the ones out here. The ones that are focused on farming and butchery and stuff like that. The entrance to the actual Orc City is going to be over here. And again, it's going to be tent like structures, but much larger ones. And for those, I'll probably actually put in like stone floorings because they're more administrative buildings and less of the hard, grueling peasant work. So let me share up a few more of these guys here. And I'm kind of breaking the cardinal rule of creative builds. Um, I did do lots of mining, and there's part of the problem. That should not be there. I did do lots of mining and built myself up an AFK fishing farm to get some good enchantment books and what have you, but I haven't really built up a lot of resources before I start working on this. And that's generally a bit of a no no. Um, you really want to, when you do creative builds like this, it's really helpful to have everything. Oh, oh well, one sheep isn't going to make a big difference. I'm still breeding these guys anyway. But you really want to, like the sheep farm, for instance, I should already have a couple of dozen sheep in here before I start worrying about laying out the wool for the buildings. But I don't know, as this is supposed to be a creative world, I kind of want to jump right into it and get things going and see how it's going to look. So, what I'm going to go ahead and do here, I'm going to pause the video for a bit while I finish doming out this room, and then I'll be right back with you guys, see what we think of it. Okay, and I changed my mind on this thing. Um, the insetting it gave it more depth. I think it actually looked a lot better with the inset there, but it didn't really provide a whole lot of interior anything really. And even with this, I feel like I need to do a little bit of, as a matter of fact, we got them dark oak planks still? We do. I'm kind of thinking, how would it look if just in between these we slabbed around just to give a little more depth to the ceiling there? That actually, yeah, that actually looks pretty good there. Yeah, I think I like that. Need a little bit more stuff. I think there should be a fire pit right here. So when we get into the nether, we'll put some netherrack down right here and just kind of light it up to give it a fire pit. I'm 99% certain I have fire spread turned off. And those chests are there to put wool in mutton when I finally get to a point where I can start killing the sheep. Um, do need to put a little more stuff in here though. Am I on oak? I've got some oak. Okay. Let's make a few stairs. And did I use up my dark oak planks? Let's make some spruce planks. I don't have a whole lot of that oak available to me. Make some signs there as well. And let's just kind of put Because, I mean, this is. As a matter of fact, with the fire pit being there, let's put that one closer. This is where orcs are going to be working to clean and dye wool. Yeah, I really don't want to cover up that podzol. We're going to move that podzol somewhere else. Whoops. But it would make sense for them to have just a couple of places to sit down and do their work. Um, Fire pit and maybe. Oh, you know what? Maybe when I have the orcish banner, that should be in here as well. But I think for right now, and I'll probably put like a cauldron there and fill them up with water. But I think for right now, this building is complete ish. I do want to think about. Let me grab some gravel here. Because I think in between these, the roads should be gravel. Well, wait. You know what? Actually, I second guess myself on that. Let me try something here. Because in 1.9, I believe, they introduced this path block. And that might actually look good. Because inside the buildings, I'm using majority coarse dirt. But on the outside, it's going to be podzol. So just to kind of get a little bit of idea how these look together. And majority podzol, I mean, I'll be peppering in coarse dirt and granite. But actually, I like that. The path blocks have a muted enough color to it to where it looks good. Okay. So we'll do that. We'll use path blocks between all the buildings. That'll look nice. I'm gonna go lay down, take a nap here, and then kind of getting close on time here. So I think the last thing we should do in this episode here is go ahead and activate that portal that I built. And I did make myself a flint and steel here. And get us together some netherrack and maybe some nether quartz. I think when we start getting to the inside of the city here, we're going to want to use a lot of nether quartz in construction, and certainly when we get to the human cities, we're going to want to have nether quartz for construction. So let's just kind of fire this guy up here. Look at that. And into the nether we go. Anytime now, into the nether. Welcome to the nether. Okay. Now, of course, we'll want to clean up the portal on the inside here and give it a nice building. Actually, oh, that's my silk touch. I don't want my silk touch. I want fortune is what I want. Because we want to get lots of this nether quartz. And, oh, that was dumb. That was quite dumb. Stupid, stupid Neil. Let's block that off from our nether portal and looks like it was just one source block there. Okay. Not the worst mistake that could have been made, but not smart on my part. But do gather up some of this netherrack here as well. And with that, we can go ahead and put down that fire pit in the middle of the um, tailor's hut, we'll call it. In the middle of the tailor's hut. And that was a really, really loud portal. I did not realize the portal was that loud. So we'll put this down in the middle of the tailor's hut here. Light it up, and then we'll call the episode there. Doop. Doop. And let's hope I actually achieved fire spread off, or this whole structure is going to be gone by the time I see you next time. Which, I mean, would not be good, but I can rebuild it. It's okay. So I think for our next episode, we should start working on making more permanent structures for where the sheep are going to be, um, cattle, and where we're going to be growing our wheat. And all that should kind of circle around. I don't think it should be like all on the sides, but it should circle around the tailor's hut here. So anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. Leave a comment down below. Let me know, what you enjoyed about this video, what you think we could do differently, or just to say hey. Again, nothing in the description below as far as links go. I'm used to doing all the modded stuff, so I'm used to going through all the links that are in the description below, but this is vanilla Minecraft, so there isn't any. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and as always, keep gaming.